And now, Kirby's Dreamlad, Dedede's Revenge. Well, my story starts with me going to a pawn shop and looking for games. While there, I found some cool stuff, such as a clear Game Boy, a copy of Mega Man Battle Network 4, Super Mario Advance 4, a Sega Game Gear with a few games such as Sonic 2 and Ren and Stimpy, but the most interesting of all, a bootleg version of Kirby's Dreamland in a blue GBC cart. All of the stuff was about $40. Then I paid and left. Noticing that the Game Boy had batteries, I put the cartridge in and started up the game. It took a while to actually get the cart to work. When I got the cart to work, I was already home. So, with my new bootleg Kirby game, I decided to use my Super Game Boy that I got at Game Over Video Games a while back to get a big screen experience with the game. When I booted up the game, it surprisingly started up for the first time, remembering the trouble it gave me on the Game Boy. The title screen was a little different than the original game. Well, first off, it said Dedede's Revenge. Second off, there was no year and it said L-O-D Nintendo. Maybe a version that's events came after Dreamland 1 and before Dreamland 2. So I pressed start, the level started up. Greens was the title, not Green Greens. The layout was the same though. I then noticed something weird. The enemies were missing their faces. And in the second level, Lolo Build Castle Lololo, the power-ups were missing and replaced with Dedede heads. Other than that, the level played normally. Then, next level was Float Island, the first normal level title in this game. The music was in reverse though, and the enemies were walking backwards. After defeating Kabula and grabbing the star, Kirby did his dance to no victory music. Then the next level, Bubble Sky, Bubbly Clouds, started up. The Scarfies were already in their scary form, and the Waddle-Doos in this level were missing their eyes. This reminded me of that death animation from Kirby's Block Ball. Anyway, the mini-boss, Kracko Jr., had a black eye and no cloud drops that usually surrounded him. Kirby could suck him up and spit him out to deal damage because Kracko Jr. didn't drop Waddle-Doos. After Kracko Jr. was defeated, the screen cut to black and took you straight to Kracko, the level's boss. He had a tear in his eye and was making the noise of the crying eyeball from Kirby Mass Attack. The only thing that Kracko could do to hurt Kirby was his tears, and Kirby could suck them up and spit them out at Kracko. After the Thord, his, was delivered to Kracko, the game glitched out and took me to Mount Dedede. All of the doors were closed and I could go straight to Dedede. The boss fight was normal and was still the hardest boss in the game. But just as the last blow was delivered to Dedede, the background faded out and Dedede started to rapidly spin and Kirby was doing his animation when he has super spicy curry, only he wasn't flashing. After a few seconds, Dedede stopped spinning and Kirby stopped running. Then I jumped when Dedede flew at Kirby, freezing the game and emitting a loud screeching sound from the speakers. I had it beat. It was over. Or so I thought. Not bad for a creepypasta, writes RoraSilky5, though it reminds me to play the original Kirby ''S. Dreamland on the Game Boy. There's a few typos in this though, so if I had to rate this, I'll mark it a 7 out of 10. To which the author, Ultra Kirby Fan 100, replies, "Thanks, the original was worse than this. It's on my DA page."